If you ever wondered how you can get quicker at running, improving all your times across the board, are you stuck on a 5k time, a 10k time, half marathon, and so on and so forth, and just wondered, how can I improve on those times now in a fairly short space of time? Well, stick with me for the rest of this video. I'll explain to you exactly how you can do it and how I managed to do it myself. I want to go over the details of how to get faster at running. Cheers, cockerel. Okay, so thanks for joining me once again. This is Steve Runs, a channel created for like-minded people looking to become fitter, healthier people. If that sounds like you, hit the red subscribe button below. Let's go on a running journey together. So as I just said, you're watching this because you're looking to get faster across the board on your running times, especially on the sort of endurance runs like 5k, 10k, half marathon, so on. You can see today that this run is really quite easy. I'm not struggling to breathe. Try to get a bit of distance. It's a nice 10-mile run out in the sticks, and the plan today is to keep it really easy, and that is the clue for today's video. So most people start off running, including myself. I was the worst example. When I started running, I probably tried it a few times between like 5 or 6 years ago. I thought, I'm gonna start running. I bought all the gear, I went out, and I went straight off doing 8-minute miles. I'll do 1 mile for a few weeks, absolutely blowing out my ass when I got back. And I'll go up to 2 miles, up to 3 miles, all keeping the same too fast intensity. Eventually this become just too unbearable, not for my body to take, but for my mind to take. I didn't even want to go and do that each day. It was a chore trying to, oh, let's have a look at this. Okay, so there's a bit of a chore. I wanted to go out. I was to force myself out the door. That's not the position you want to be in. That's how you do not stick at running for too long. So after looking into it, I put it into practice myself. I realised that slowing the intensity down is the key to success with your running. Okay, so with a little bit of training of that, I was already running too fast on my short runs when I booked into my first half marathon in Milton Keynes. I did it in 1 hour, 59 minutes. Don't get me wrong, I was chuffed with that. I never wanted to do one ever again because I was training all wrong for it, and I was almost dying. My heart was at 180 at the end. All round, a good but a bad experience, but one I learned so much from. So after doing research and learning that you need to be disciplined and slow yourself down to get the desired results of running, that's when things started to change for me. So at that time I was running 5k in, I think 27-28 minutes was the standard, which is really hard work. That was me trying my hardest. It wasn't good. And this is when, before lockdowns and when that all come along, I decided to look into it properly, the science of it, and I discovered the Maffetone method. Now this video isn't going to be about the Maffetone method as such, but I just want to show you what you can do from the start to change your fortunes in your running. So the idea is to get the intensity just right for you to be able to run for a long time without getting sort of too overtired and gradually building the miles up. Now there's several ways to do this. If you're just starting out and you've got no data of your own, like your max heart rate, your resting heart rate, or anything to go by at the moment, then 220 minus your age is the standard thing that you'll find online. Now I have to say, I totally disagree with this. I've done it myself. After working on my own intensities and seeing my heart rate goes up to 196, suddenly 220 minus your age, where I'm 39 now, equals 100 and 120, 181. Sorry about slow maths. So 181 and 196 is quite different. 15 beats per minute, in fact. So that doesn't work for me. That doesn't mean it doesn't work for everybody. So it might be somewhere to start for you, but bear in mind that it can swing 30 beats per minute wrong either way. So I wouldn't put any trust into that, but as a starting point. Another way to find your zones to train at, and I'll explain how you do that afterwards, is to do the Mapatone method, which was be 180 minus your age, and that'll give you a number, and then you play with it with some different rules that it has to do with you being ill, or if you're just starting running and so on and so forth. It adds and takes away a few, but that's another way to get yourself started on sort of low heart rate training. Okay, that's two of the simple ways to set your easy zones to run with. I'll explain how and why that works in a moment. I'm just going to go through a few more. So if you have some other metrics to use, personal ones to you, like your max heart rate, if you've done a max heart rate test and you know how high your heart goes, sort of roughly, then you can also fill in an online calculator there and it will give you some accurate zones. If you have your resting heart rate and your max heart rate, you can do like a heart rate reserve, which I personally find the Carvenon formula is the most accurate one I've found so far, beyond doing something like the lab test, something like that. So that's a great way to do it. But probably the two very best ways for you to work out your intensities is to try and get to a lab test, do a lab VO2 max test. You can find these hopefully local to you. I struggle to find one near me, to be honest, but you can find them at your local universities. A lot of them do them there. You pay a bit of money, you come out of all the relevant numbers and the zones ready made. If you haven't got those things, you just want to run, then do what I'm doing today really. You want to go outside, go for a nice long run, or however distance you're happy with now, and just run at a pace where you're not heavy breathing. Now I do heavy breathing when I'm doing this, because when I'm running with the camera talking, it elevates, but my heart is at 143 today, and it couldn't be any easier really. Exactly how it wants to be. I managed to do 35 miles this week, all at this level, and you just know that it's going to prepare you for the future races you want to do, times and all that. So exactly why does it work, and what zone do you run at once you've got these numbers? So the Mapatone method will put you deep into zone 2. If anything, it sort of overcooks it, I think. Puts you well into zone 2, which is not a bad thing really. It works for most people. The number is usually spot on for everyone. You've got to trust the process, and you can do with a watch in which you can follow your heart rate on, and preferably a chest strap, because they're the most accurate things to give you the correct readings for you to run at. If you're not doing Mapatone, then just zone 2 is the area to spend pretty much all your time in if you want to up your game and improve on your times. Although it feels counterproductive, it's not. It's all you're doing is building a solid base and getting your lungs ready to be able to do this for a long time. And when you come to doing your 5k, you won't die out towards the end. You'll find you've got faster, but not only that, you're able to stick at that pace for way longer because you've built the endurance to do it. Okay, when you're out running from the beginning, your body can only get so far before it dies out because you've not trained it up enough to be able to go longer at a faster speed. Now we're not going to go into the exact science of that today because I don't want this video to be half an hour long. I'm already pushing it, but zone 2 is the place to stick at. Again, if you do the Carvenon formula, or even the one 220 minus your age, put put it into a calculator, find the zone 2 and hang around in that zone for as many miles as you can do without sort of overtraining it, you know, and just up the mileage by 10% each week by time or miles. Okay, so on a personal level, discovering this was one of the best things that's ever happened to me, to be honest with you. Without sounding too over the top. Learning to run at a slower intensity has changed the game for me like I could never have believed. My 5k times have gone from 27-28 minutes to 19 minutes 18 seconds. Trust me, at the time, after getting down to like 25 minutes, I was like, there's no way I'm ever going to get to that 20 mark. But trust me, you can. You'll be surprised what your body can do. My half marathon time went from 1:59 as I started doing the slow running. It's gone down and down and down to 1 hour 33 minutes. Madness. Another milestone I never thought I'd reach. I'm hoping to get under 1:30 in this year with a bit of luck. And also, coming with that, after running a half marathon, even my slowest one, I thought there's absolutely no way that I could do that again and run a full marathon. Not a chance in hell. The way my legs ached, my body ached. But guess what? 3 weeks ago, I completed my first marathon. It wasn't the most fantastic time, but I actually did it. That's all to do with myself, which is marathon training, but in general, is doing lots of miles at zone 2. You can fine tune that afterwards with a bit of fast running in between, but zone 2 is the key to getting yourself better at running all over the board. So I hope it's not been too long and boring, but hopefully it should be helpful to you. If you're not doing that, start now, okay? And get back to me with your results. Also, please comment below on how zone 2 has helped you for your past running and how much difference it made for you. The pros and cons, but trust me, there's not many cons. So thank you for joining me. Steve Runs. All my social medias, Strava, Twitter, Instagram, and all that jargon. And please let me know how your run is going as well. I'm interested. Thank you for joining me again. Steve Runs.